Hey, what's up, people? Welcome back to the RCPN Chelsea Fan TV, and here I am with yet another Chelsea video. I am having mixed feelings right now. You'll get to know in the video why. This has been a historical week in football, or in sport, I can say, yes. Something which no one anticipated within a span of just 48 hours, and the story is not yet over. You know what? So let's begin this 3 points episode with first looking at the week that has just gone. It is a path-breaking week. In fact, a path-breaking 2 days, because what happened was unbelievable. First, there was heartbreak for millions of fans across the world. Soccer fans, football fans, on the whole, those who follow Premiership, by the ESL coming in. The European Super League. Yes, the one which was supposed to get funding for all the soccer clubs and get them to the next level, but break the traditions of hundreds of years. And there it was. Chelsea's game was beginning against Brighton, as we had previewed as well, right? Just an hour before the game, Chelsea's team bus was stopped by hundreds of supporters of Chelsea. Fans like me, of course I couldn't go because of geographical reasons, but I really would like to thank those hundreds of fans who probably were 1,000 or more outside Stamford Bridge, risking their lives in this time and actually asking European Super League to just move away and Chelsea to follow the tradition and the fans' dreams. It did happen. Petr Cech had to come out of the team bus and actually request the fans to stop it and give them some time. And yes, within an hour before the kickoff, it was announced on live TV that Chelsea are the club which is backing out from ESL first among the so-called European clubs. And just a couple minutes later, Man City followed as well, and into the night, Liverpool, Atletico Madrid and other big clubs also followed. We are an example. Chelsea are an example. This was the day which made me believe that fans have something in them. Something is there which really moves the fan, moves the media, everyone behind the sport. I'm proud to be a Chelsea fan. Blue forever. Yes, this is me. This is me. It is really emotional and I'm getting goosebumps again. But it is not yet over because yes, some top administrators of the so-called big clubs are being asked to leave or are leaving themselves. Everything turned upside down within 48 hours and we are back to normalcy in football. However, while the first point was definitely of lots of praise, I cannot tell that with the remaining two. It was a very important game, especially after what happened prior to the game, because top 4 is now essential. I'm not sure if the Chelsea team and the coach even really sensed that in the heat of the moment. It took at least half an hour for them to settle into the game, and even then it was Brighton who was settling far more. It was a painful watch in short terms. No quick passing. Every player wants the ball at his feet. No through balls. If there were through balls, the other player was not ready to or willing to go, take a chance. All the emotion which was on the high went like this, with all the players' performance. I know they are human, but after all, they are Chelsea players. They are the squad of 2025 who've been chosen among millions. I know the expectation is too much, but the fact is that Chelsea needs top 4. Even when there were long balls played, Kai Havertz couldn't keep the ball. And Brighton players were anyway taller, stronger. Why are we even playing so many long balls? Rudiger was playing as a left winger at times. Good on him, but where were the others? Well, I would partly blame Thomas Tuchel for points being dropped as he drew Brighton 0-0. A dross match. Hadn't slept for a day, and this is what I get to watch. I'm sorry, but I expected better in spite of what happened in the past 24 hours. Thomas Tuchel, just before the match, accepted to be affected by what happened. I know it is a fact. Obviously, he was affected. But you don't say that in front of the media when possibly the players are just next to you. I'm pretty sure he said that in the team conversation as well, saying that I know you all are affected, but let's try to forget that. Easier said than done, but shouldn't have, in my opinion, because that was there in the players' minds. Quite evident. Even in the team selection. Why was Mason Mount playing a central midfielder? I know it's a difficult choice up front, but Mason Mount has been the key player for us up front. Conte is injured, coming back from injury or whatever. Like, Gilmour is not a showpiece. You got to play him, boss. He's won games for you against Liverpool and Everton. Yes, under Lampard, not under you, but still, you should know that, right? You see him in training, but Gilmour is good enough to play in central midfield for me. Even the substitutes. We have 3 left backs. Yes, 3 left backs, 3 points, 3 left backs. We played Reece James at left back in the second half. Why? Reece James, you couldn't even attack on the right, will attack on the left side or what when we need a goal? I know it's an overreaction, but that is baffling. First, I thought maybe Callum Hudson-Odoi would come on, was confused, and instead of the left, he went to the right side of the wing. But no, Reece James was continuing to play at left back. Andreas Christian was playing at right centre back at the beginning, and right back later on. I don't know what was happening. Thomas Tuchel had lost it for a day. The masterclass that he had in the last couple of games was really turning. In such a crucial week, this was not a good start. Anyway, let's look at the West Ham game. We can ill afford to lose any points whatsoever now in the league. We are 4th, but West Ham is just there. It is a 6-pointer. Play this match as a 6-pointer. Don't play as if we have a lead already and we are just defending it. That's how we are playing against Brighton. It's high time that we pick players who are hungry. We need hungrier players. Players who Tinkerman Tuchel has left rotting on the bench need to come in this do or die match. We got to win, no draw, please. Leicester has also gone away from us and Liverpool will come back. Play Tammy Abraham. Give him the first and final chance. How did you give Kepa a chance? Come on, Tuchel. Got to give Tammy Abraham a chance. He might not be a class forward, but he gives it all. He's a Chelsea boy through and through. He'll understand against West Ham, London rivals. Hudson-Odoi not starting last few games. He's a creative player. He played just 7 minutes on the left wing. I don't know why. That's a strong point. Get back Conte. I don't care if he's injured again. I know Kovacic is missed, but I'm hoping Kovacic will be back for the next game. Now, how do we score? We simply need players who need to attack more, who think of attacking more and take chances. I know Hakim Ziyech was one of them, but it's not working for him. So why don't we look at other players who really take chances, play those through balls, run for those through balls, get in when we need it. Not like Kai Havertz, who had a brilliant chance to nick the goal of the goalkeeper, but he did not. Hesitant for what? I'd play Christian Pulisic again. Yes, Captain America, you have some leadership qualities, I know. You have played 90 minutes against Brighton, I know. But we need you again. You need to come in form. Take those chances, play those dribbles, get in the box, score. Simple. Easy to say, right? He's done it in the past. That's what we expect of him. He's our number 10. He had a good game to Brighton, I must say, but faded off. West Ham United, if you look at them, they have conceded leads like crazy. They cannot hold on to leads. That simply means that their defense is overhyped and we need to attack from minute 1 to minute 90. We will win this match if we play to our full potential. You know it. We need it. Mason Mount, Mr. Chelsea, play him up front. He was missed in the game against Brighton, not in central midfield where it did not work for him. He can play there, but only if someone is injured during the game and we don't have substitutes. He was needed in the top 3. Play him in, please. He's a creative force and chance taker up front. And get back Ben Chilwell, needless to say. Alonso coming back was good to see, but no. Chilwell is in form. He's played against Porto. He can score again. He misses chances, but he is there more often than not in the box these days. So play him. He's got a good set piece on him as well. Get him in. Last but not the least, Get in Cesar Azpilicueta. Our captain is needed for this game. Jorginho, not a bad job. He was probably alone in midfield out there, really. But Azpilicueta can make those runs overlapping the right wing. So I think he is needed, and his captaincy leadership for sure, along with Thiago Silva, who will be back as well. We got to win this, seal our position in top 4. Come on, Chelsea. Keep the blue flag flying high up the Chelsea.
Chelsea! Chelsea! Chelsea!